You know what's crazy? We spend so much of our lives believing there's something wrong with us. Like we came into this world broken. Like we're some kind of project that constantly needs fixing, upgrading, improving. We look in the mirror and we don't see a person. We see a list of flaws, a checklist of things we think we need to change just to be worthy of love, respect, or even our own peace. What if I told you there's nothing wrong with you? What if I told you that you're not some broken thing that needs to be repaired? You're already enough exactly as you are right now. In this moment, you've been told your whole life that you need to become more successful, more attractive, more confident, more productive. And because of that, you've started believing that who you are right now isn't enough. You've been conditioned to chase a version of yourself that doesn't even exist, a perfect image painted by society, social media, and comparison. Every time you scroll through your feed, it's like a silent message whispering, you're not doing enough. You're not living enough. You're not enough. And you start running, constantly running towards something you can't even name. But here's the truth that'll hit deep if you let it. You were enough the day you were born. You were enough before you had achievements, before you had followers, before you even knew what self-improvement meant. Somewhere along the way, you started believing that love was something you had to earn, that being accepted meant being perfect, that you had to fix yourself before you could be happy. And that belief has trapped you in a cycle, constantly striving, constantly comparing, constantly feeling like you're falling short. You see, the reason so many people are unhappy isn't because they don't have enough. It's because they believe they aren't enough. They wake up every day and measure their worth against a fantasy. They say, when I lose this weight, then I'll love myself. When I get that job, then I'll be proud of myself. When I find the right person, then I'll finally feel complete. But the truth is, none of those things will ever be enough until you decide that you are enough. Think about it. How many times have you achieved something you once thought would make you happy, and yet that satisfaction faded in days? That's because happiness doesn't come from fixing yourself. It comes from accepting yourself. You don't find peace by becoming someone else. You find peace by remembering who you already are. And I know that might sound easy, but it's not. Because the world profits off your insecurity. It sells you creams to fix your face, clothes to fix your style, courses to fix your mindset, filters to fix your photos. Every advertisement screams, you're not good enough yet, but we can help you get there. So you keep buying, keep chasing, keep fixing, and in the process, you forget that there was nothing broken to begin with. You are not your mistakes. You are not your insecurities. You are not your failures. You are a whole, complete human being who's been convinced to doubt your own worth. And it's time to stop that. It's time to stop apologizing for who you are. Stop saying sorry for taking up space. Stop waiting to be perfect before you allow yourself to live fully. You see, the moment you stop trying to fix yourself is the moment you start to truly grow. Because growth doesn't come from self-hatred. It comes from self-acceptance. You don't bloom by cutting off your petals and trying to look like someone else's flower. You bloom when you realize your petals are already beautiful. Maybe you've been through things that made you feel broken. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you've made choices that left scars on your soul. But listen to me, you are not your past. You are not the pain you've carried. You are the strength that survived it. You are the light that kept shining even in the darkest seasons. The fact that you're still here, still trying, still growing, that's proof enough that there's nothing you need to fix. You were not put on this earth to be flawless. You were put here to be real, and real people have cracks, edges, and imperfections. That's what makes them human. That's what makes them beautiful. You don't need to smooth out your edges to be accepted. You just need to embrace them and understand that they tell your story. It's crazy how we'll forgive others so easily, but struggle to forgive ourselves. We'll tell our friends, you're doing your best. Don't be so hard on yourself. Yet we look in the mirror and criticize every detail. But imagine what would happen if you started treating yourself with the same love you give to others. Imagine what would change if you stopped judging yourself and started nurturing yourself. You've been so focused on fixing that you've forgotten to live. You've been so busy chasing an image that you've forgotten the beauty of your reality. You think you need to be more confident. But maybe what you really need is to stop doubting yourself. You think you need to be more disciplined, but maybe what you really need is to stop burning yourself out trying to prove your worth. Sometimes what you need isn't another goal or another self-help book. Sometimes what you need is to just breathe, to sit with yourself and realize that even in your mess, even in your flaws, even in your uncertainty, you are enough. You are worthy of love, of rest, of joy right now, not after you change. You know that voice in your head that keeps telling you you're not doing enough, that you need to fix this or achieve that before you can finally feel good about yourself. That voice is a liar. It's not your truth. It's your fear. And the way to silence that voice isn't by achieving more. It's by realizing it never spoke the truth in the first place. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not less than anyone else. You are exactly where you need to be, learning what you need to learn, growing in ways you can't even see yet. You are becoming, not because you're fixing something broken, but because you're discovering more of who you've always been. There's power in acceptance. When you stop fighting yourself, your energy shifts. Suddenly, you're not wasting time trying to be enough. You start creating, loving, and living from a place of peace. And that's where the real transformation happens. Because when you know you're enough, you don't chase validation, you attract it. You don't seek love. You don't compete it. You don't compete it. You align. Maybe nobody ever told you this before, but let me be the one to say it. You are not too much. You are not too emotional. You are not too quiet or too loud. You are not too weird or too different. You are exactly who you are meant to be. Every piece of you belongs. Every flaw, every scar, every mistake, it all belongs. It all makes you you. Stop waiting for permission to feel worthy. Stop waiting for the world to tell you you're enough. You have to decide it for yourself. Because if you don't, you'll spend your entire life chasing approval and never feeling satisfied. You'll keep thinking happiness is somewhere in the future, when in reality, it's right here in this moment, waiting for you to choose it. The truth is, when you stop trying to fix yourself, you finally get to meet yourself. You get to see the person behind the expectations, behind the noise, behind the perfectionism. And that person is powerful. That person is kind, resilient, creative, capable, and deserving of every good thing this life has to offer. You don't need to reinvent yourself to be loved. You just need to return to yourself, to that place inside where you know your worth isn't tied to your performance, your body, your achievements, or your past. Your worth just is. It's unshakable. It's infinite. It's yours. And once you really believe that, once you let it sink deep into your soul, everything starts to change. You stop comparing. You stop forcing. You stop trying to prove. Because you realize there's nothing to prove. You already are who you've been searching for. You already are the person you've been waiting to become. So let this be your reminder. You don't need fixing. You need loving. You don't need to become someone else. You need to remember yourself. You don't need to chase more. You need to see that you already have enough. And you already are enough. Every time you look in the mirror, I want you to see more than your reflection. I want you to see your resilience. I want you to see the battles you fought, the nights you didn't think you'd survive, the times you showed up when it hurt. That's not a person who needs fixing. That's a warrior who needs to rest. That's someone who deserves peace. There will always be people who make you feel like you're not doing enough, not being enough. But those voices only have power if you believe them. You have the right to choose a different narrative. You have the right to say, I am enough, and mean it. Don't wait until you have it all figured out to love yourself. Don't wait until your life is perfect to start living it. Perfection isn't the goal. Presence is, joy is, peace is. And all of that starts the moment you stop trying to fix what was never broken. You've been enough since day one. You've just been too busy trying to prove it. But now it's time to remember, you are the masterpiece, not the project. You are the diamond, not the rough. You are the miracle, not the mistake. And the day you finally stop chasing enoughness and start embodying it, that's the day you'll realize you were never lost. You were just buried beneath layers of doubt, fear, and comparison. Peel them away, stand tall, look yourself in the eyes and say, I am enough, always have been, always will be. Because when you truly believe that, you won't just change your life, you'll set yourself free. And when you start living from that place of enoughness, something inside you shifts. You stop moving through life with that constant tension in your chest, that quiet desperation to prove your worth. You stop waking up every morning trying to earn what you already have, the right to exist, to breathe, to take up space, to matter. You begin to notice how peaceful it feels to simply be, not performing, not chasing, just being. That's where real power lives, not in the endless striving for more, but in the grounded knowing that who you are is already complete. When you live from enoughness, you attract differently, you move differently, you love differently. Because you're no longer coming from a place of lack or fear. You're no longer trying to fill a void with validation or achievements. You stop grasping and start allowing. People can feel it. Opportunities can sense it. The universe responds to it. It's like when you finally stop that needing something, that's when it finds you. Because energy doesn't lie. When you know you're enough, you emit confidence, peace, and authenticity. You stop chasing approval, and suddenly approval seems to find you naturally. Enoughness isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's walking through life knowing you are whole without needing to prove it. It's showing up in every room without shrinking or inflating yourself. You stop comparing your journey to others because you finally understand that no one can compete with authenticity. Your timeline is yours. Your path is yours. You no longer rush to match someone else's pace because you know that what's meant for you will always arrive when you're ready for it. When you live from enoughness, rejection doesn't hit as hard anymore. You stop taking everything personally because deep down, you know that someone else's opinion of you doesn't define your worth. It only reflects their perception. You realize that losing someone or something doesn't mean you've lost yourself. You learn to say, well, if it didn't stay, it wasn't aligned with who I am. And that's okay because you trust that your worth isn't up for negotiation. You stop clinging to what isn't meant for you just to feel validated. You start setting boundaries, not because you're cold, but because you care about your energy. You stop over giving just to be accepted and start giving from overflow instead of emptiness. That's the beauty of enoughness. It fills you from the inside. It makes you whole in a way that no compliment, no success, no follower count ever could. You stop begging for love in places that can't give it. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop chasing after temporary approval when you have permanent value. It's not that you stop growing. You just stop growing from shame. You still want to evolve, but now it's from a place of joy, curiosity, and gratitude instead of self-loathing. You don't work out because you hate your body. You do it because you love your body. You don't strive for success because you need to prove your worth. You do it because you want to express your gifts fully. You stop trying to fix yourself and you start expanding yourself. There's a difference between fixing from fear and growing from love. And when you understand that difference, your entire life transforms. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to feel enough. You stop saying, I'll love myself, or, oh, I'll be happy if, and start realizing that you can choose to love yourself now, in this moment, as you are. Because if you can't find contentment now, you won't find it later either. It'll just keep moving with your goals. Enoughness is not something you reach. It's something you recognize. It's been there all along, hidden beneath years of doubt and conditioning. And the moment you remember it, everything slows down. You start breathing easier. You start living lighter. Living from enoughness doesn't mean you'll never have bad days. It means those bad days won't define you anymore. You can have moments of fear without calling yourself weak. You can make mistakes without calling yourself a failure. You can fall short without questioning your worth because your self-worth isn't on the line anymore. It's anchored, steady, unshakable. You no longer need constant reassurance because you've learned how to reassure yourself. You begin to see how much beauty surrounds you when you're not blinded by the need to be more. You start appreciating the small things, a laugh, a quiet morning, a sunset. You start realizing that joy isn't hiding in the next milestone. It's hidden in the moments you've been too distracted to notice. You understand that gratitude isn't a result of getting what you want. It's the key to realizing you already have so much. People who live from enoughness radiate calm confidence. They don't brag. They don't beg. They just are. They walk into a room and you feel their presence because it's grounded, not forced. They're not trying to be noticed. They're simply being authentic. That's magnetic energy. That's what draws the right people and opportunities towards you effortlessly. When you live in that space, you stop asking, am I good enough? And start asking, does this align with who I am? That's a powerful shift from seeking approval to choosing alignment. Living from enoughness is about trusting yourself, trusting that you know what's right for you, even if others don't understand. Trusting your timing, even when life feels slow. Trusting your voice, even when it shakes. You no longer need to explain your worth. You embody it. You start building your life around peace, not pressure, around authenticity, not appearance. You stop trying to impress and start trying to express. You stop trying to control every outcome and begin to flow with what's meant for you. There's something incredibly freeing about no longer needing to prove yourself. You start saying no to things that don't feel right without guilt. You start walking away from people who drain you without apology. You start creating boundaries that protect your energy instead of shrinking yourself to fit in. You stop seeing rest as laziness and start seeing it as self-respect. You begin to realize that you don't have to do everything. You just have to be true to yourself. Living from enoughness changes how you love too. Because you no longer look for someone to complete you. You look for someone to complement you. You stop clinging to relationships out of fear of being alone because you've learned to be at peace in your own company. You stop expecting others to fill the voids you haven't accepted, and instead you meet them from fullness. When you know you're enough, you love from abundance, not from lack. And the more you live from that space, the more life begins to unfold in ways that feel effortless. You attract opportunities that match your energy. You find yourself surrounded by people who appreciate you, not for what you do, but for who you are. You start succeeding in ways that feel aligned instead of exhausting. Because when you stop trying to fix yourself, you create room for your natural brilliance to shine through. You give yourself permission to simply exist. And in that existence, you find freedom. Living from enoughness doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means your dreams come from a place of peace, not panic. You're no longer trying to prove you can make it. You're simply expressing what's already within you. You stop forcing things, and instead, you flow with life. You stop chasing, and life starts meeting you halfway. And slowly, you realize that this feeling, this calm, grounded, quiet sense of worth is what you've been searching for all along. And when you finally begin to understand that healing isn't about fixing yourself, everything you thought you knew about growth starts to change. For so long, you've been trying to repair every wound, to patch up every part of you that hurt, to erase the moments that made you feel small or unworthy. But healing isn't a repair job, it's a reunion. It's about returning to yourself, not reinventing yourself. It's about remembering that even the broken parts of you were never broken at all. They were just parts of your story that needed to be seen, heard, and loved back into wholeness. We've been taught to see healing as this linear path, a straight line from pain to perfection, as if one day you'll wake up completely fixed, free of every scar, untouched by the past. But that's not how it works. Healing isn't about erasing what happened to you. It's about integrating it. It's about understanding that your experiences, even the painful ones, shaped you, strengthened you, deepened you. It's about realizing that don't need to hate the version of yourself that struggled. You need to understand her. You need to thank him, because those versions carried you here through everything. The idea that you're supposed to fix yourself comes from this belief that being hurt means being broken. But you were never broken. You were just human. You felt deeply. You loved fully. You trusted. You risked, and sometimes you got hurt. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you lived. Healing is what happens when you stop treating your pain as something to be ashamed of and start seeing it as something sacred. Every scar is proof that you survived something that tried to end you. Every tear you've shed is proof that you cared enough to feel. That's not weakness. That's strength in its most beautiful form. You can't rush healing because it's not a checklist you can complete. It's not about forcing yourself to move on before you're ready. It's about allowing yourself to sit in the discomfort long enough to understand what it's trying to teach you. It's about giving yourself the grace to feel without judgment. It's about letting your emotions flow instead of suppressing them because you think they make you look fragile. Healing doesn't always look beautiful. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's full of tears and confusion and silence. But it's in that mess that you begin to rediscover the truth of who you are. Reconnecting with your wholeness means you stop identifying with your wounds. You stop saying, I am broken, and start saying, I have been hurt, but I am still whole, because that's the truth. You've always been whole. The pain may have covered that truth for a while, but it never took it away. Healing isn't about becoming something new. It's about uncovering what's been buried beneath the noise, the trauma, the shame, the fear. Beneath all that is your truest self, the part of you that has always been enough, always been worthy, always been light. And sometimes healing means forgiving yourself, not because you did something unforgivable, but because you've held yourself hostage for too long. You've replayed your mistakes in your head over and over, punishing yourself for being human. But you can't heal while you're still at war with yourself. You can't move forward if you keep revisiting old wounds just to reopen them. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about releasing. It's about setting yourself free from the version of you that didn't know better at the time. Healing also means learning how to hold space for your own contradictions. You can be both strong and hurting. You can be grateful and still grieving. You can love your life and still feel lost sometimes. Wholeness doesn't mean constant happiness. It means embracing all your emotions without shame. It's knowing that joy and pain can coexist. That peace doesn't come from avoiding sadness, but from accepting it. The goal isn't to become unshakable. The goal is to be real. There's something powerful that happens when you stop running from your pain and start listening to it. Because pain always carries a message. It's trying to show you where you've abandoned yourself, where you've believed lies about your worth, where you've dimmed your light to make others comfortable. When you face that pain with compassion instead of judgment, it starts to lose its power over you. It softens, it transforms, and in that transformation, you find freedom. Healing isn't about cutting out the parts of yourself that hurt. It's about holding them closer. It's about saying, I see you. I understand why you feel this way. I love you anyway, because every part of you deserves love, even the ones that feel heavy. Especially the ones that feel heavy. Those are the parts that need your tenderness the most. And when you start loving yourself in your darkness as much as you do in your light, that's when healing really begins. You might think you're healing when you feel strong, confident, and calm, but real healing shows up in the moments when you feel triggered, afraid, and unsure, and still choose to stay with yourself. It's in those moments when you don't abandon yourself, when you don't numb out or run away, that your wholeness starts to rebuild itself from the inside out. You begin to trust yourself again, to believe that you can handle whatever comes. That's the essence of healing, not perfection, but trust. And the more you reconnect with your wholeness, the more you realize that nothing outside of you can give it or take it away. You stop searching for people to fill your gaps or circumstances to make you whole. You stop thinking that love, success, or approval will fix the emptiness inside, because you finally understand that you were never empty to begin with. You were just disconnected. You were just conditioned to believe that wholeness had to be earned, but it's been yours all along, quietly waiting beneath the noise of everything you thought you needed to become. Healing also means releasing the illusion that something has to be wrong with you in order for you to grow. You can evolve from joy, not just from pain. You can expand from self-love, not just self-criticism. You can create a new chapter of your life without disowning the old ones. Every version of you, the one who cried, the one who tried, the one who survived, they all deserve to come with you. They're not weights holding you back. They're proof that you kept going. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is to stop searching for healing and just let yourself live, to let yourself laugh again, even when it still hurts, to find beauty in the ordinary, to look around and realize that the same heart that once felt shattered is still beating, still open, still capable of love. That's wholeness. That's grace. And maybe, just maybe, healing isn't something you achieve. It's something you remember. You remember that you are already everything you've been trying to become. You remember that the cracks in your heart aren't flaws. They're openings for light to enter. You remember that no matter how far you've drifted from yourself, you can always come home again. Because home isn't somewhere out there. It's right here within you, waiting for you to return. And as you move deeper into this awareness, you begin to notice how loud the world really is. Everyone has an opinion about who you should be, how you should live, what success should look like, and what version of you is worthy of love and respect. From the time you were young, those voices started layering themselves over your truth. Parents, teachers, friends, society, they all had expectations, and little by little, you started to adjust yourself to fit what they wanted. You started silencing the voice inside you that once knew exactly who you were. You began dimming your light just to belong. And somewhere along the way, you forgot what your own voice even sounded like. Reclaiming that voice is one of the most powerful things you can ever do. Because that inner voice, it's your compass. It knows your truth. It knows what feels right for you, even when the rest of the world disagrees. But you've been so used to drowning it out with other people's opinions that you've forgotten how to listen. You've learned to seek permission before taking action, to ask for validation before trusting your gut. You've learned to doubt your intuition, to silence your desires, and to question your own worth every time someone else doesn't understand you. But your voice was never lost. It's just been buried under years of noise. You know that moment when you feel something deep inside, like a whisper saying, "This isn't right," or "This is what I want," but you ignore it because you're afraid of what people might say. That's your true self trying to reach you. That's your soul asking to be heard. But fear has made you second guess it. Fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, fear of standing alone. And yet that voice doesn't go away. It waits patiently, quietly, hoping that one day you'll trust it enough to follow where it leads. The world has conditioned you to believe that everyone else knows better than you do. It tells you to follow trends, follow systems, follow the crowd. But no one else else can live your life for you. No one else can hear the rhythm of your heart the way you can. And when you spend your whole life listening to others instead of yourself, you end up living someone else's dream while abandoning your own. Reclaiming your inner voice means reclaiming your life. It means daring to say, I don't need to be understood to be right for me. And yes, it's uncomfortable at first, because when you start listening to yourself, you'll realize how much of your life was built on other people's expectations. You might see relationships that no longer align, jobs that no longer fulfill you, habits that no longer reflect who you are becoming. It can be painful to face that truth, but it's also freeing, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to silencing yourself just to keep others comfortable. You start choosing honesty over approval, authenticity over acceptance, peace over people pleasing. You start noticing how the world rewards conformity but punishes individuality. You see how easily people project their fears onto you. When you begin to step out of line, they'll call you selfish for prioritizing your peace. They'll call you unrealistic for chasing your passion. They'll call you different because they don't understand that you're finally becoming yourself. But that's okay, because your life isn't meant to be understood by everyone. It's meant to be lived by you. And as you get quiet enough to listen to that inner voice again, you'll start to realize it's been guiding you all along. Every time you ignored it, you felt uneasy. Every time you followed it, something inside you lit up. That's how you know it's your truth. It doesn't create chaos. It creates clarity. It doesn't demand attention. It gently reminds you of who you are. Your inner voice doesn't yell. It whispers. But once you start hearing it again, you can't help but trust it more and more. You begin to see that your power doesn't come from how loud you can shout to be heard by others. It comes from how deeply you can listen to yourself. You stop explaining your choices to people who will never understand your calling. You stop waiting for validation from those who haven't walked your path, because your path wasn't meant for them. It was designed for you. And that realization brings peace. You stop seeking acceptance in the wrong places and start creating space for authenticity in your own heart. The truth is, the noise will never completely disappear. The opinions, the judgments, the comparisons, they'll still be there. But as you reconnect with your inner voice, they start to lose power. You start to differentiate between what's yours and what isn't. You start to notice when a thought doesn't belong to you. You start to feel when a decision doesn't align with your soul. And little by little, that inner voice gets louder, clearer, stronger. It becomes your guide, your anchor, your truth. When you reclaim that voice, you reclaim your confidence, because confidence isn't about pretending you're fearless. It's about trusting yourself, even when you're scared. It's about knowing that even if you stumble, you can still rely on your own strength to rise again. You stop letting fear dictate your steps, because you've built a relationship with your intuition. You've learned to trust that the answers you seek aren't out there. They're within you. And the most beautiful thing happens when you start living from that inner knowing. You attract alignment. People who resonate with your truth begin to appear. Opportunities that reflect your authenticity start to show up. You begin to move with purpose, not pressure, because you're no longer following a script written by someone else. You're creating your own. You're rewriting your story with your own pen, in your own handwriting, at your own pace. Reclaiming your voice doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt again. It means when doubt shows up, you won't let it silence you. You'll listen to it, understand it, and still choose to move forward. You'll realize that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to follow your truth despite it. And each time you do, your voice grows stronger, more certain, more alive. This is what true alignment feels like. Not chasing after what looks right, but choosing what feels right. Not living for applause, but living in integrity. Not bending yourself to fit someone else's mold, but standing tall in your own authenticity, because at the end of the day, no one else can hear your calling. No one else can feel your truth the way you can. That voice inside you, it's not just guidance, it's your essence calling you home. When you reclaim it, you begin to remember what you used to dream about before the world told you who to be. You start reconnecting with the parts of you that used to feel alive, curious, creative, brave. You stop asking for permission to be yourself and start realizing you never needed it. The permission was always yours to give. And as you walk this path of self-reclamation, you begin to see that every time you honor your voice, life honors you back. Every time you choose authenticity, the universe responds with alignment. Every time you trust yourself, life unfolds in ways that confirm you were right to. Because your inner voice is not just a whisper, it's a bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. And once you learn to listen, everything begins to make sense again.